Welcome back, friends. In our previous video we was discussing about the structure of the stomach, and if you remember we ended discussing about this type of cells in the wall of the stomach, that you have the mucus cells, you have the chief cells, and you have parietal cells. Parietal cells secrete HCl. These chief cells secrete zymogens, which are pepsinogen and prorenin, while mucus cells they secrete mucus. Every kind of cell is important in secreting a certain component of gastric juice. So now we are ending up discussing the components of gastric juice, which are pepsin and renin. Here we have some of the points to note that pepsin and renin, they are secreted in the inactive forms, which are pepsinogen and prorenin respectively. This is important because if the enzyme could be secreted in the active form, they could digest the cells which secrete them. In the stomach, pepsinogen and prorenin are activated by the hydrochloric acid present in the gastric juice into the pepsin and the renin respectively. And if you remember, we said that the components of gastric juice, they do not mix when they are inside until when they reach outside of the stomach wall. Why? Because if they could mix in the inside, the activation of pepsinogen and prorenin inside these gastric glands could cause the digestion of the cells which secrete. So this is the simple reaction: pepsinogen activation by HCl, pepsin inactive enzyme, which is sometimes called zymogen. This is the active enzyme. Another point to note: after hydrochloric acid converts a small amount of pepsinogen to pepsin, pepsin itself helps activate the remaining pepsinogen. So pepsin, like HCl, can clip pepsinogen to expose the enzyme active site, because pepsinogen is the zymogen. Activation of pepsinogen is by cleaving it, by breaking the bond. And because pepsinogen is the protein, probably the bond is the peptide bond. So what the pepsin does is that it breaks that dipeptide bond. Without initiation by HCl, pepsin is not found. So the first or the small amount of pepsin formed can be used to break the pepsinogen which has been remained into pepsin. This generates more pepsin, which activates more pepsinogen. This series of events is an example of positive feedback mechanism. As we know, in the body we have few positive feedback mechanisms. That's why everywhere when we are talking of positive feedback mechanisms, we must talk of them in a serious way. Now let's come to see some of the study question. As you can see this question: why don't HCl and the pepsin eat through the lining of the stomach? Why are they not digesting the lining of the stomach? Sometimes this question, to some of the students who are understanding, it is easier, but to some of the students it's tough question. The one reason is mucus. For one thing, mucus secreted by cells in the gastric gland protect against self-digestion. That is one reason. However, in addition, cell adds a new epithelial layer every 3 days, replacing cells before the lining is fully eroded by digestive juices. Now you see, the first mechanism is secretion of mucus. The second mechanism is by replacement of cells. After every 3 days, we replace new cells. So the cells which have been damaged by the digestive juices, in the presence of mucus, they are removed, they shed out then, and under certain circumstances, however, damaged area of the stomach lining called the gastric ulcers can appear. So sometimes the damaged areas which are called the gastric ulcers, they can appear due to maybe failure of the replacement of cells, or due to small amount of mucus which can be caused due to different factors, as we shall discuss later. Now, it has been thought that they were caused by physiological stress and resulting excess acid secretion, as we shall see later how physiological stress, mtu akiwa na msongo wa mawazo anapelekea large secretion of large amount of HCl and hence gastric acids. However, Australian researcher Barry Marshall and Robin Warner discovered that infection by acid-tolerant bacteria Helicobacter pylori causes ulcers. Kwa hiyo hizi ulcers kila mtu anaeleza sababu yake. Some of scientists, they said it is because of physiological stress, but Barry Marshall and Robin Warner, they come to discover that the ulcers, they are caused by the acid tolerant bacterium. Au ni bacteria ambao wanavumilia acid, licha ya kwamba tumboni kuna acid, lakini they are not killed by the acid of the stomach, and their name is Helicobacter pylori. So they also demonstrated that an antibiotic could cure most gastric ulcers. Kwa nini? It is because that antibiotic kills Helicobacter pylori. Now let's continue to see about the stomach dynamics. When we are talking of stomach dynamics, we mean the mechanical digestion in the stomach. As we know that in the stomach food is mixed, and the process of mixing food in the stomach is called chyming, and we are making up chyme. That is very important because you are mixing food with the enzymes, and we are simplifying the process of digestion. So the breakdown of food by gastric juices is enhanced by muscular activity of the stomach, the coordinated series of muscle contraction and relaxation that we call chyming, mixing the stomach content about every 20 seconds. Now, chyming facilitates chemical digestion by bringing all the food into contact with the gastric juices secreted by the lining of the stomach. As a result, what began as the recent salt meal become the acidic, nutrient-rich broth known as chyme. Kwa chyming inasaidia kuchanganya chakula pamoja na enzymes ili ziweze kufanya kazi kwenye chakula vizuri. Lakini pia the cardiac sphincter at the junction between esophagus and stomach. The cardiac sphincter at the junction between esophagus and stomach, and the pyloric sphincter at the junction between the stomach and the duodenum prevent the uncontrolled exit of food from the stomach. Kwa cardiac sphincter inakuwa katikati ya stomach na esophagus, na pyloric sphincter kati ya stomach na small intestine, that is duodenum. Both act as valves and retain food in the stomach for periods of up to 4 hours. Kwa chakula kinakaa tumboni hadi karibia masaa 4. Relaxation of pyloric sphincter releases small quantity of food into the duodenum at regular interval. The sphincter, located where the stomach opens to the small intestine, is called pyloric sphincter. Help to regulate passage into the small intestine, allowing only one quid of chyme to enter at a time. Kwa hiyo inasaidia sana digestion kwenye duodenum kwa sababu kinaingia chakula kidogo kidogo. Kwa kinaingia chakula kingi, digestion in the duodenum could be very, very difficult. Now, occasionally, the sphincter at the top of the stomach allow the movement of flux of chyme from the stomach back into the lower end of the esophagus. Kwa mara chache, the cardiac sphincter inaweza allow movement au flux. Flux ni kama imejiachia kwa bahati mbaya. Kwa chakula kimejiachia kimeflux kwa bahati mbaya. Mfano wa flux, mimi natolea tu mfano. Kama vile mtu anavuka amejamba mbele ya hadhara. Sasa inakuwa ni kwamba hajapenda, lakini ameachia, ni kwa pale air inakuwa kama imefanya flux. Kwa na food pia inaweza kufanya flux kutoka kwenye stomach kuja kwenye esophagus. Now, the painful irritation of the esophagus that results from this process of acid reflux is commonly known as heartburn. Kwa acid inafanya flux kuja kwenye lower part of the esophagus. Ile pain unakuja kuipata huko juu kabisa. Huko juu. Sasa ile pain unavyoipata, it is commonly known as heartburn because somebody feels as if the heart is burning. Kama tukavyoenda kudiscuss baadaye. Contraction of the stomach muscles also help to move material through the alimentary canal. In particular, peristaltic contraction typically move the content of the stomach into the small intestine within 2 to 6 hours after a meal. So you see, ukishakula chakula sasa hivi baada ya masaa 2 hadi 6 ndio food inaanza kumove to the intestine. So that's why we are calling the stomach as the temporal storage of food, because the food stays here for some hours. Now gradually the stomach squirts the chyme into the duodenum through relaxed ring-shaped pyloric sphincter. So that's all about the stomach, and we are ending up here in this video, and in the next video we'll be discussing about the structure of the small intestine, its adaptation, and how does it perform its functions. Thank you everybody. Have nice studies.